What the hell is going on? Good talking to you! I'll call you later! Hey! Don't worry about this, neighbors. So, are we filming this thing or what? Hey guys, Chris? Hey! Chris, we're about to shoot now! Whoa. Okay. Hey guys, this is Amber Frost
and Chris Gaylor
from Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we continue with Halloween horror movie marathon.
Yeah, we keep going on this marathon. We're trying to do 2 movies a week for the entire month of October, and we're ending it with a full viewing of the entire Friday the 13th series. But this week we're not doing Friday the 13th, we're doing
Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, the remake from 1990. Because I know there is...
She doesn't like black and white movie.
That's not true. I watched Psycho, I liked it. No, we're watching the remake for different reasons. One is because both of them are apparently very similar, so there's no real difference. I heard that the ending is a bit different, but it's more easy to understand what's happening in the remake. The other one is it's a little the first one is a little outdated on the effects and everything, so we're going with the remake because, well, you know, we want a chance to not laugh that much at the zombies. Anyway,
pretty sure we're gonna laugh anyway, so
I'm pretty sure we're gonna like it. So yeah, with that said, let's just jump into it because she's in a hurry and we really need to watch this movie. Okay, let's go watch it.
Night of the Living Dead.
They are coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it.
They're coming.
Hey, he did it!
They don't like being awakened.
They're coming to get you, Melissa. They're coming to eat your brain. At night, they tickle your toes. And they eat you! I used to do that. Tickle her toes while she was asleep.
That's why we're here.
How could you?
That's not why we're here. Johnny!
I'm sorry. Very sorry. Hey, I'm sorry.
He's Canadian!
Is there something we can do to help?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Oh, geez. Whoa. There's your flowers. He did.
Oh! Well, at least he's not gonna become a zombie.
He's gonna walk around with flowers on his neck. A zombie using a brick?
We just want to sell insurance. Hello?
Hello?
Is anybody home? I need help. Thank you. Oops.
Badass.
Anyone else inside?
He knows what's up. Oh yeah! I'm so karate!
Come on, girls.
Oh yeah! Badass.
Do you know him?
I like her expression. Did you know him?
They're not strong enough to break through the door, but they can get through the window glass.
With bricks.
Truck's on empty. We can't take the chance of running dry out in the middle of nowhere. We'll hole up here. Hope that some help comes.
It started pretty
Fast.
fast, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess that maybe she just didn't notice it that started, but
No, but technically, it's nice that we are right into the action since the beginning of the movie, but we don't know nothing about what's going on.
but it's always like that in zombie movies. 28 days later, he woke up.
Yeah, but after 5 minutes, someone explained to him what happened.
In this case, it's
Radio in
because
the truck.
we're following the main characters and they have no idea what's
All I heard
happening.
was trash talk.
But they're in the country. I would have imagined that in a real zombie apocalypse, places where there are few people, like country, could
Be much
be safer. Yeah, because
Yeah.
remember Walking Dead season 2? It was the boring season, but they were safe in the country.
Damn. Doesn't take long for the world to fall apart, does it?
True. I just saw something that made me reminded me of another class I took in college.
What?
They just showed us
Seven guns in this house.
the picture of the man that's dead in the living room.
Yeah.
It's very important because that's what makes zombies scary. The fact that they were people before.
I'm gonna go take a look around.
To be shown pictures of the zombies when they were human, or to see someone that used to be a character, an alive character before. That's what makes the zombies so terrifying.
It's all right. Don't shoot, mister. It's just us.
Who the hell is us?
We heard some banging around up here. It could have been those things for all we could tell. We just heard some banging around is all.
No, that ain't right. We heard the girl calling out, asking if anyone was here. We was just scared, that's all. You know the truth?
He's honest,
Scared to hell.
and that's understandable.
Yeah.
Besides, Evans City's a war zone, man. I know, I've been there. It's gonna take us a hell of a lot more than 5 miles before we find any real help.
There's a gas pump out by the shed. And Uncle Reach, he keeps it locked.
You know where the
But that's true. In zombie apocalypse, you need to stay away from the cities, at least at first.
We will, but not now. And I'm not so sure locking ourselves down in that cellar is such a smart move. And I'm not going down there until I know what all the options are.
What damn options? And who the fuck gave you the right to decide for the rest of us?
I'm not deciding for you or anybody else, Cooper.
True.
I'm thinking about my own ass. Now, you want to go down to that cellar? Go.
That's what I was
Nobody
thinking.
stop.
That's true. Leave him alone and go in the cellar if you want.
What else you got to tell?
I know you're on nerves right now, but come on.
You better fight them off here where there's still some way to escape.
A way out is a way in. The window.
Maybe we can board them up.
There's no time. Those things are...
Look, there's only 3 of them, man. I've handled more than that by myself. Without these 2 guns. I'm worried about more of them coming. That cellar door won't hold them.
Oh, and the windows.
Talking
Look,
won't
I don't
get
need
you
this.
anywhere.
I told you before, you want to go downstairs? Go on. Get!
You're gonna die.
I think he's just pissed off that another one, a black man probably, because I think he's racist. I think he's just pissed off that that other man is taking charge and being more courageous and brave than he is. And I have a really, really good feeling that he's racist, so that's probably not helping.
What's happening?
They decided to stay upstairs.
Oh, she's been bitten, guys.
It's safer down here. What a place to be stuck. Middle of nowhere. Bunch of yo-yos.
That's the best place to be stuck, for now.
Easy, easy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, stop screaming. Start pushing.
Counting to 3, Cooper. Then I'm coming through.
We're going to open!
Hey!
Hey! Dirt.
What you gonna do, Cooper? That's 2.
What you gonna do when I come for you?
Don't count on me to help you. I am not counting on you for shit, Cooper. That's why I'm not gonna let you.
You're gonna keep on fighting, then get out!
Let's try and work together and get some of this damn shit done.
They know what's up. That's always what happens in zombie movies. The living starts fighting each other. Because they can't work together. People are too different. Or too, you know, stupid.
Bring the hammer down.
Don't use a bullet. Hit him. Don't use a bullet.
You shot Mr. Mugrana!
He's dead.
You shot him!
Look at his back!
Stop wasting bullets.
No! Please, this is secret!
You're losing it, girl. You are losing it.
Losing bullets.
You think so?
Wow. Badass.
Is that your own reach?
Looks like it.
Do you think you might have a set of keys this morning?
Well, at least she thought about the dead guys for the keys.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned before. She's grown a lot in these last few hours. Hey, the flower dude! You killed my brother, you bastard!
She's good.
Honestly, stop wasting bullets.
We can get away.
Can get away.
No, it's too dangerous.
I'm a Rambo girl.
We could make it.
I like the shot of all the cash that's flying around and she doesn't care because money it's not important in a zombie apocalypse.
Right by them.
These types of zombies are dangerous when there are a lot of them or when you're not paying attention because they're very slow and not strong. They're very different from the ones in Resident Evil or 28 Days Later.
Where they're fast.
Yeah, they're running in 28 Days Later, I mean.
Did you see the dude's face?
Saver! Yeah, I saw this dude, his face. You could have at least taken a knife. He took nothing. Except for a torch and he's not using it.
These are the wrong keys. What? These are the wrong damn keys.
Don't do that!
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, 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 oh!
Genius! Fucking genius!
We're doomed. We're fucked, guys.
Who the fucking hell shoots a gas pump?
Nothing more that we can do up here, not now.
See, a knife would have been great. Right there. Although I would have guessed that the explosion would have attracted the zombies away from the house.
Wait as long as I can. Right now, I want you into the cellar, Helen. Now. Your daughter needs you.
Yeah, I have a feeling her daughter is not her daughter anymore.
Hey. No. She is not.
She's a goner.
Your daughter is gone.
Oh, my baby.
Move!
I think she might have not cared anymore. It's her daughter.
Yeah.
She's left with Cooper.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's gonna just die at this point.
That fucking jerk. Oh my god, he's wasting bullets worse than she was.
Sarah? Shoot it. No.
Why did she completely... ignore her daughter or father.
I don't know.
But it's my... No!
Fucking idiot. I do understand not wanting to kill your daughter, but not at the expense of the living. Just fucking shot.
Yeah, that would have been the best hiding place.
Are you coming? We can still make it.
He can't!
I'm hurt bad.
I'll bring help if I can.
Where did they all come from? There's no one in the country.
They walk,
But why to this house specifically?
they heard the noise, the light, everything.
He's finally gonna smoke that cigarette. Oh. Fucking hell. The fucking keys. Do you feel the irony? If they had worked together.
What in the name of Jupiter's balls are you doing out here alone, little lady?
Well, some people's hells is other people's heaven. World's gone to shit for less than 24 freaking hours and people have turned into animals. This is not a fucking game.
No.
Oh, he's there.
Shoot him.
Back.
Shoot him.
You came back.
Yeah, shoot him and say it was zombie. Ha! Badass.
So that's it, guys. We've just watched Night of the Living Dead,
Wait.
the remake.
Wait. If there's only one word that could describe this movie, I'd say
Badass.
Actually, there is one thing I retained from that movie is that the living are worse than the dead.
Yeah,
And you
there
can.
was.
I think that's actually what the zombies are meant to make us realize. Like, zombies are bad, but you know they were people, and they've been turned into like cannibalistic animals with no need for anything but food and that's it. But the living are worse than the dead. They always create conflict. They're always the cause for fucking
Of
death.
fights. Mistrust.
Like in this movie, if Cooper had cooperated, they could have found maybe the keys earlier, or they could, even if they couldn't find the keys, the fact that the couple that exploded, they panicked, so he shot the gas pump, which led to their deaths. Ben, right? Ben died because Cooper freaked
Shot
out
him.
and shot him because he wanted to kill his daughter. I get that. I get not wanting to kill someone you know.
I get it, but please, come on, do not shoot someone else.
Yeah, not at the expense of someone that's living and that could help. And in this remake, they didn't push the fact that Cooper was probably racist. But this movie first came out in '63, I think.
Around that time, yeah.
Or anyway, in the 60s. And you can bet that people were surprised that one of the leads was a black man, you know, because yeah, at that time people weren't as open as they are today. So for one of the leads to be a black man, I would bet all my money on the fact that Cooper back in the day was probably racist, and that's why he was so opposed to Ben being the leader or to Ben taking charge. In this movie, it's either that or it was
Just
a jerk. Or both, you know, probably both.
Yeah, probably both.
But you know, when the world is ending, just forget about that. You know, the living needs to band up against the dead and survive together. And when people are working together, it works. But you've seen it in Walking Dead. You've seen it in 28 Days Later, especially in 28 Days Later. Because the whole movie is about that. Yeah, like, I don't know if you've seen that movie, but the first part is the introduction of this apocalyptic world.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the movie is the main character against the living.
Yeah.
He's using zombies against the living to save, like, the other main characters. So, in a zombie apocalypse, you don't need to fear the dead as much as you need to fear the living. Or at least put them on equal, you know, on a pedestal that's as high as the other one.
I think you should be more afraid of the living because technically
they're more vicious.
Zombies are dead. Don't think for themselves. They just
want
they
to
are
eat.
attracted by nose, maybe light.
They want to feed. That's it. They just want to feed.
Just feed. So
and the living have plans and they have.
The cunning and the other, they just want to survive.
The effects were decent for the movie. A movie that was made in the 90s, 1990. The effects were pretty okay. The makeups were a bit weird on the zombies, but when they were shot, it was actually pretty realistic.
I'd like to make a small applause for one of the extra zombie extra.
The fire
with
thing?
the fire thing.
Oh, dude, you didn't tell me you would put fire in my face. I didn't sign up for this.
Great acting. But other points that I need to point out. Yeah, other
things you need to point out.
Other things I need to point out. I liked the fact that the movie kind of jump right into the action at the beginning, because normally in a zombie film or in a horror movie film, the beginning's kind of slow, so you need to introduce characters.
I think they do that
situation.
Yeah, I think they do that in every zombie movie or series, like Walking Dead, 28 Days Later, even Resident Evil. They always start when everything has already begun, because with zombies it would be kind of boring at the start, because at the start you have 1, 2, 3 zombies. It's okay, you know, people are getting freaked out, but it's a lot more terrifying when you have like dozens of them. And for you to have like dozens of zombies coming at you, you need to start when the apocalypse has already started, when the virus is spread a little. Which is why it's more it's more interesting to start when everything has already started. You know? In 28 Days Later they started
I get that.
a month after, because after a month, you know, the city was abandoned and it was visually striking. And this one is a little early in the infection, but it's still like it's spread, you know. It's not one zombie; it's more than one. And but yeah, the action was pretty fast. I mean, it's not like we needed to know more about the main character. Introductions are meant for us to know the characters. And in this movie, the main character Barbara, she was not the same Barbara in the beginning as she was later in the house.
5 minutes later in the house. Yeah.
No, it was clear that she had grown a lot. She got calmer. She got more badass. she got more fierce, and that's she's a completely other person. And when tragedy strikes, or when something as terrifying as this happens, people change, and you see who's a hero and who's not a hero, which is interesting in this movie, considering it came out in the 60s, because the two main leads are a black man and a woman. That's actually pretty good, considering it came out this early in the century. So
Small
yeah,
applause. Yeah.
Bravo,
Yeah,
Romero.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You liked it, yeah, for an old zombie movie. It's pretty good. It's hard to get scared at zombies. I remember I took I seem to have taken a class in every freaking genre of horror movies, but yeah, I did take a course of about zombies through how film, and yeah, my university just gives great courses. So yeah, I took a course in TV and movie monsters, and one of the monster was a zombie. And we explored why zombies are so terrifying. And I mentioned it earlier, the fact that zombies are terrifying because they used to be human, and when you look at a zombie, you see yourself, but at the same time, the zombie is so different from you. It reflects all the bad things, you know. It reflects death. It reflects what's the word? Decomposition. Decomposition.
That.
Yeah, when you know, this rough skin, and they're not beautiful. They're scary looking. They look dead. They look tired, and they look brain dead. And that's what terrifies people, because they see themselves in the zombies, and they see their loved ones becoming these brainless monsters that want to attack them. That's what's terrifying. Because, to be completely honest, a zombie is not terrifying. It walks slowly. It's dumb. It's easy to kill. Not like a vampire or a werewolf.
Ooh.
But yeah, zombies are easy to kill, especially in the movie like Night of the Living Dead, because they're really slow and really dumb. What's actually dangerous with zombies is the masses. But stay away from the city, and don't make noise, and you're okay. Which is why in zombie movies you need to be afraid of the living, not the dead. But it was a great movie.
Enjoy watching this movie. It was refreshing to see a small, slow-paced zombie movie, because I'm used more of a kind of Resident Evil kind, or 28 Days Later kind.
Because yeah, this movie takes place...
Action is more fighting scenes and gunshooting.
This movie takes place in a single night. Night of the Living Dead. And I think they put more the attention on the conflict between the living and not the dead, like in Resident Evil. There is conflict between the living, but the zombies and the effects and the explosions and the guns take more place.
They're more the main focus, yeah. So no, that was fun.
Yeah.
And I hope that if someday I become a zombie, that you'll shoot me in the head, please.
I'll try. I won't use a gun. I'll use a freaking knife.
Other point that I think of.
Where would you hide? Sorry.
Damn, Barbara was really good at shooting.
Yeah, she didn't miss much.
Headshot. 2 on 3 on 3 try.
Yeah, she was good. I had a question though. If there was a warning on our TV right now saying that a zombie apocalypse has been declared, where would you hide?
Grocery store.
Grocery store? I used to think of it when I was working. My first job, I used to work at a convenience store in my hometown. And I used to say that this convenience store would be a very great place to hide, because they have sort of like a small bunker.
Yeah,
in the back.
The boss office was like a small bunker with
it's brick all around. There's like one window.
Doors.
There's like one window, and there are bars on the window.
Yeah.
And so you have food and cans for forever,
Drinks,
and you can hide.
Food,
yeah. The only thing though is if you hide in a bunker, well, not in a bunker. If you hide in a convenience store, the living is gonna come to you.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Other than that, country would be great. Because city, you need to leave the city. We're in Montreal, so we would need to get the hell out of the city. Or, actually, no. No, actually, no. If a zombie apocalypse was declared right now, we need to bar the doors for the first 2 weeks. We need to hide for, like, the first 1 or 2 weeks, because this is when the most people are gonna die. Because people are gonna freak out and run around and get bit and, kill other people. You need to hide first, and when everyone is dead, you go out and you leave the city.
Well, but think about it. If now a zombie apocalypse is happening in Quebec, Montreal, we can just destroy the bridges, sell off the tunnel, and technically, zombie cannot swim.
Yeah, an island is great for to survive, but you need to make sure that everyone on the island is alive, and that doesn't. If someone in the island, it's actually dangerous, because if someone dies on the island and you don't realize it, because there's always someone who's gonna fall sick or die of old age or an accident. If someone dies and starts biting people, well, you're done, because you have nowhere to run. You're stuck on the island. You
but
always
you can't
need-
swim. You can't swim.
Yeah, you're gonna swim across the river? It's a huge river. It's not actually a river. It's more of a... I don't know what's the word, but...
Big one.
a
Sorry.
canal? I don't know.
Something like that.
But I think it's in 28 weeks later, they managed to seal off a city, and they're safe. But eventually someone goes out and brings a zombie in, and as soon as the zombie starts biting people, they're done, because it's gonna spread fast. So if you're not ready, if you're not careful, something can happen. And barring a city, I think it's too big. Barring a building, it's okay. Barring like a small town like Alexandria in the Walking Dead,
yeah.
it's better. But you need to be careful and know who's in the town, know who's alive, who's how old they are, who's what people are doing, because if someone falls sick or if someone has an accident or dies suddenly, you're done for if you don't take care of it now.
Okay. Other question. What kind of main transportation would you use in a zombie apocalypse?
Transportation?
Transportation, yeah.
It would depend actually on how fast the zombies are and where you want to go. If they're slow, like in the Night of the Living Dead, by foot is okay.
Okay.
Or with a car, I mean, it's okay with a car. In Zombieland, they were using the main character. I don't know, Texas was it his name? You know who I'm talking about. He was using an armored car. That's pretty good to fight the zombies, as long as you have gas. But to have gas, you need to go into the cities to full it. And if you're not careful, well, city attract zombies. So yeah, so car is good if you want to go long distances.
Okay. What about horses?
Horses would be great, but I fear that they would freak out if a zombie would come close.
Okay.
And a freaked out horse is never a good thing. And it's too easy to lose, and you need to feed it. You don't have time to feed animals when you're looking for your own food.
Grass.
Yeah, grass, but if you're in a city. Actually, I think it's a good thing that we're in Canada, because I think I read somewhere that Canada would be one of the greatest places to hide during a zombie apocalypse because of the mountains and the weather.
Well, technically, there's other countries with higher mountains and
Yeah,
worse
but
weather that we.
It's not actually the
have.
height of the mountain. It's just that you can hide in the mountains, and there are not a lot of people here.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
yeah, so that would be great to go hide in the mountains, to bar a small house, grow
We
your
just
own food.
Take all the zombies and put them to a coat now.
But I
They're all
mean,
gonna
like, for
freeze.
example, the desert would not be a great place because you need to grow your own food, and I think it's pretty hard to grow stuff in a desert. You need rain.
Yeah, it's hard.
In the winter, it would be pretty hard to grow stuff here, though, so that's probably not a good thing. But there's tons of woods, So fires are okay. You're okay with fires. You're okay with a place to hide because of the mountains.
You're okay
because
with
of
waters too.
water. You're perfect with water. So yeah, Canada is a great place to hide during a zombie apocalypse.
Wow. So that's it. And write in the comments, guys, what do you think would be the best option for a zombie apocalypse? Best weapon? Best hiding place?
I like
what do
that,
you think you're gonna do about it?
I like that our discussion this movie turned from analyzing the movie and talking about what happened during the film to what would we do during a zombie apocalypse.
Probably freak out a huge 5 minutes.
Freak out for 5 minutes. That's it.
5 minutes. Because we're
Then we need to
badass.
be then we need to turn into badass. Badasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Badasses.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We enjoyed this movie. I hope you enjoyed our reactions to it. And now we're on to our other movie of the week. But you're gonna know what it is only in 2 days. Stay tuned for the next horror movie of this horror movie marathon.
Woo, 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 woo.
Bye, guys.
See you.